shock if Kane were to say, I'm not doing it, I want to introduce the man on his back and bring our troops.
Can you walk a little bit? Step in. It's okay to pull that. Here, stand next to that for you.
What vital, important question are you going to ask?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, I'm good with that. Yep. Congressman, can you just tell us a little bit about your event tonight? I understand you're going to be rolling out the Lead by Example Act. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, tonight is a great opportunity to spend time in the district and listen to the district. I call that the wisdom of the district, which is something that's so important to me. I think of this as a conversation with the people here that I have the privilege to represent. And I am excited about introducing the Lead by Example Act, and it's a simple linkage between Congress and our ability to do what we must, which is to reduce the federal deficit and our compensation. We have a very generous compensation plan, which I think is frankly more than what the average American worker receives. And so one part of it, called the Thrift Savings Plan, is a match, and where the employee, the member of Congress, puts in up to 5%, and they also receive up to 5%. And I'm saying that we can participate in that only in those years in which the federal deficit from one year to the next goes down, even by $1, and the members can participate in that. And I'm excited about that. I think it's part of me delivering on my commitment to change Congress rather than having Congress change me.
Talk to us a little bit about what's happening right now in Libya. And the action that was taken clearly without Congress consultation.
Well, our mission there is a noble one. Now, our men and women in uniform are doing an outstanding job. They've answered the call of our president, and they've answered the call of our nation with great professionalism, and it's a great privilege for me to represent the 2nd District, which is home to so many of our men and women in uniform. Now, having said that, it's troubling to me that the president found it necessary to go and get United Nations approval for this, yet did not come to the United States Congress. And I think this is a wake-up call for us. I think that we need to have a spirited debate, a respectful one, about the relationship between the president and Congress and the use of military force.
Are you all concerned about the another involvement by U.S. military or being overextended militarily? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, the cadence and the pace, the commitment of our armed forces, I truly believe is near an all-time high in terms of just the cadence here, at least in modern memory. And troops, our rotation schedules are really tightening. I've had the privilege of meeting with Admiral Ruffhead privately. I've had the privilege of meeting with our Commandant of the Marine Corps and other senior military officers. And there is a concern, although every mission is being executed and they're doing everything that we've asked of them, the equipment and the personnel, I truly believe, are stretched. And that's why I think a more thoughtful process should have been followed prior to us going and taking the action that we're taking in Libya.
Senator Webb said that his concerns today is the fact that there is really no true articulated mission or goal for Libya.
I just did not hear your first. Who?
Senator Webb.
Oh.
Senator Webb. And he also said he was not happy about the fact that this action was being taken without any consultation of Congress. But do you see a way forward or any goals or anything for Libya? I mean, has that been articulated in a way that you could support further involvement, more U.S. leadership?
Well, I think that's the senator's comments are a clear indication that this is not a partisan issue. I think it's a constitutional one. I also think it's one of just wisdom. I think the president should have received the wisdom and the counsel of the United States Congress prior to taking the action. There was certainly time. He had time to go to the United Nations, so he should have had the time to come in and take counsel from our Congress. He could have called a joint session. He has that constitutional right to call Congress into session, and he could have made his case, and we could have debated it, I think within short order, say 48 hours. And then not only the president would know, but the world would know that America is truly united behind this effort.
Time for one more question.
Nobody has one. one, then I'm just going to ask my next one. What do you see as next? We've got U.S. Navy forces that are right now flying, and that's what our viewers want to know about. They are flying over Libya right now doing missions. What do you see as next?
Well, first, again, so many of our Navy aviation personnel are stationed right here in Hampton Roads in Norfolk and Virginia Beach, and they're just doing a remarkable job. We're proud of them. Our thoughts and our prayers are with them and the missions that they're undertaking. Clearly, the United States and its coalition partners can establish air superiority. If that hasn't been done, it's close to being done. Then it does beg the question of, okay, well, if Gaddafi is still alive, he still owns some of the ground, then we're in essentially this period of uncertainty. And that's what is troubling to me, along with the underlying question that I've been concerned about, which is the president's ability really to execute military operations like this, where American lives were not in danger, America itself was not threatened, and yet we are applying, in my view, massive military force on another country, and I think that should have involved the United States Congress.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.